Hello and welcome to Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog. Firstly, I should obviously point out that this is not the Mega Drive version, or Genesis, if you're American. It is in fact the Master System version. Both versions were released back in 1991. Not too sure which one came out first or second or anything like that. The exact dates aren't specified. This is just a quick glitch to get through the first level very quickly, as you can see. Not too sure why it even happens, but it does, so I'm just going to roll with it. This game was released back in 1991. It was the very first game I ever played when I was 5. So this was the first game I ever completed, which kind of just goes on to highlight how old I am. Couple of interesting points. The game plays a little slower in terms of general speed compared to the Mega Drive version. Although that's probably because this is an 8-bit game, that was a 16-bit game. So obviously, it's not going to be able to run quite as fast. The gameplay style is pretty similar though. It plays pretty much the same. Some people think, or might think, it's an actual conversion and it's simply just the same thing, only less graphic intensive, but it's not. It is in fact a completely original game. The levels are completely different, and well, as you can see, really, if you played the Genesis version, then you can see. Most of the gameplay elements are exactly the same though. You go around from one side of the level to the other, picking up rings and boxes and killing enemies. When you complete the level, you have to spin the marker, and you can either get a Robotnik symbol, like I did in the last level. You can get an exclamation mark, as I just did, which sends you into a special stage, like this. The basic idea is you're given a certain amount of time to get from one end to the other. Collect as many rings as possible along the way, which are sometimes spelling out letters. And you can pick up continue boxes like that, which basically means that if you lose all your lives, you can start the game again. Obviously, that's what continue normally means. I'll just try and collect 100 rings here and get a life. Simple enough. But you can also collect, see a picture of a ring, which gives you 10 rings. Usually if you end the game with, well, end the level with a small amount of rings, it will give you that one. And you can also very rarely get a picture of Sonic, which will give you an extra life. Anyway, third level is always the boss level, at least it was back at the beginning. Every level actually has an extra life in it somewhere. And I mean every level. I won't be picking them all up, no point in that. But yeah, if you're, bored enough, you can go looking for them. The boss level's pretty simple, really. He just flies around, and as soon as he decides to lower himself down to a level that you can hit him, and that's all he does. He just flies around trying to hit you. Simple. Of course, you always have to be careful with boss levels, because you are given no rings whatsoever. And unlike other versions of the game, if you lose your rings, you can't pick them back up. So you do have to be careful. And of course, it always ends with the canister destruction. And the little animals go hopping away. Have fun. What else? A couple of other gameplay differences.